Hello all and welcome to this AWS tutorial. In our tutorial today, I will provide a brief overview on Amazon Event Bridge. What is Amazon Event Bridge? Amazon Event Bridge is a fully managed service that takes care of event ingestion, delivery, security, authorization, error handling, and any required infrastructure management tasks to set up and run a highly scalable serverless event bus, right? So if you go for an interview and somebody asks, these are some of the keywords that should be part of your response. That first is a managed service, okay, it takes care of event ingestion, delivery, security, authorization, error handling. Basically, anything that is required to set up a highly scalable serverless event bus. So if you are familiar with what an event bus is, this service is pretty much available. It's a low code, no code option that you can pretty much just start, utilizing it, right? Next point. It is a serverless event bus that connects applications data from your own apps. So these are your custom applications, any SaaS applications, and AWS services, right? And routes that data to targets. Now these targets could be like an AWS Lambda function, or it could be an Amazon SNS notification or something like that, right? There are a list of targets available as well. So the pretty simple, straightforward service. Now what it does is that it enables you to set up routing rules that determine where to send your data, right? So let's say if an event occurred, let's say I uploaded a file to S3, right? And that kind of an event occurred. Then there has to be a rule that has to determine, now what am I supposed to do with this information? What am I supposed to do with this event that has just occurred? Who am I supposed to share this information with? Where am I supposed to send this information, right? So that's what it does by allowing you to create rules, right? So you create a rule that, hey, when a file is uploaded in S3, you trigger this Lambda function. So that's what it does, right? And by doing that, it enables us to build loosely coupled, distributed, event-driven applications, right? So you will have an application that is reacting on an event or acting on a specific event that has occurred and has changed that particular object state, right? Like for example, an EC2 instance was stopped, or it was just started, or it was terminated, let's say. Could be any event within the AWS ecosystem, or as I mentioned earlier, within your own custom application. And there are a list of SaaS applications also available that is supposed, like Zendesk or Datadog, a bunch of others as well. Now, Event Bridge was formerly called as Amazon CloudWatch Events, and it uses the same CloudWatch Events API. And you don't have to pay anything upfront. You basically pay for what you use, right? So let us understand how this particular service works. And I've taken this picture from this URL. So feel free to visit this particular URL, right? And it has additional information over there as well. So let us understand how this thing works, right? So you have a bunch of event sources. So the event source could be an AWS service. It could be your own custom application, or it could be a bunch of SaaS applications, as I said, like Zendesk, a bunch of others. So when, let's say, an event occurs, like let's say S3, a file was uploaded in S3, or your EC2 server, the instance was stopped or something like that, or maybe in a custom application, you just received a new order, or in a SaaS application like Zendesk, a new ticket was created, right? These are all events that are occurring in the source systems. So whenever such an event occurs, right, it typically sends this event to Amazon Event Bridge, right? That event source is sending that over here. Now, by default, your account has one default event bus. That's by default. And that event bus is basically wired for almost all AWS services. But for your custom applications, SaaS applications, you can create a custom bus, or for your custom, for SaaS applications, you can also leverage a partner event bus, right? Now, when an event is received, what it does is it actually does a schema discovery. Basically, it goes to the schema registry and says that, hey, I've received this event. A file has been uploaded into S3. Is this an event first and foremost that I'm supposed to receive? If the answer to that question is yes, then great. Okay, this event has been registered. I have this particular schema. Great. What next? Do I have a rule for that? So it basically goes and sees that, hey, what are the various rules that are available? And what am I supposed to do with this event? Who am I supposed to send this? Who's the target? So it basically picks up that rule. Rule is nothing but a set of instructions that, hey, this is what you're going to do with this, right? And it eventually figures out that, hey, how am I supposed to, direct this event data? Who is the target, eventual receiver of this? So do I need to kind of, call a Lambda function? Do I need to send this to Kinesis? Or are there any other targets? Or do I need to, send a notification using SNS? So this is pretty much what this event bridge does, right? Now, for all the AWS services, the schemas are registered in the schema registry by default. And you also have code bindings. Let's say if you are leveraging an IDE or something, you want to download the code bindings, you can do that. There are multiple versions also available, so ensure that you use the right version. For your own custom apps, right, you will have to create and upload those schemas. For the SaaS apps, especially the ones that are mentioned, on the website, right, there will be schemas also available. But if the schema is not available and you're kind of trying to do something, like some customization or something, feel free to create and upload that schema in the schema registry, right? So this is how this particular service works. Now let us understand some key concepts. Now, as I said, this is an event bus. So of course, event bus is something that you understand, right? Event bus is nothing but a bus, right, like this, which carries events. So it's basically receiving events, and then it is executing a bunch of rules, and then it is trying to figure out where I'm supposed to send this event to, this event data. So an event bus basically receives events from several sources. When you create a rule, you associate it with a specific event bus. As I mentioned, your account by default has one event bus that is wired for all AWS services. And the rule is only matched to events received by that event bus, right? So if there's a rule that, hey, I need to do something when a file is uploaded in S3, then that time, that particular rule will be triggered as part of this event bus. Your account has one default event bus, which receives events from AWS services. Now, what are events? An event indicates a change in an environment, right? As I gave you a bunch of examples earlier. By creating rules, you can have AWS services act automatically when the changes occur. So if a file is uploaded, and I want a Lambda function to be triggered, or if my server goes down, I want a Lambda function to be triggered, and I want that function to do something. Let's say I want it to probably send out a notification, or maybe spin up another EC2 instance, or whatever the case may be, right? A Lambda function can do pretty much whatever you want it to do, right? Whenever that kind of changes occurs in other AWS services or SaaS applications, or even in your own custom applications. So you just have to have an ability to receive that event, create a rule, and then act on that rule. What is a schema registry? So schema registry, nothing else but a container of schemas, right? It's just a registry. Schemas are available for all events of all AWS services on the Amazon Event Bridge. You can also create and upload your own schemas, or basically infer schemas directly from events running on your event buses. Each schema can have multiple versions. So hence ensure that you use the right version or the latest schema, whatever that is applicable. For any schema, you can download the code bindings. Now, what are rules? A rules is matched, or it matches incoming events and routes them to the target for processing. So let's say an event occurred in S3, right? And then you had a rule over here that said you had to trigger a Lambda function. So this particular rule is going to look for this incoming event and then route that specific data to this target, in this case, a Lambda function. A single rule can route event, and basically all the data is routed in a JSON format, so keep that in mind, to multiple targets, right? So let's say in this case, you had to, trigger a Lambda function, or you also had to put let's say a message in an SQS queue. That is possible. All of which are processed in parallel. So all of these different targets and rules are processed in parallel in no particular order. Right, so you have multiple targets over here, and this rule is going to process all of this in no particular order. A target processes events and receives events in a JSON format. A rule's target must be in the same region as the rule, right? So I hope, guys, that you like this particular service. It's a pretty decent service, right? And do post your feedback, and I will see you shortly in some other video. Till then, take care. Bye-bye.